been another month since I've done anything related to cosplay. I've been working a lot, and right now I have several day little mini holiday going on, which I'm very lucky to have. I figured that now would be the perfect opportunity to actually start working on something again. This is a cosplay Chii from Chobits that I've been wanting to do since I was probably like maybe 14, 15 years old, and I just never got to it for several different reasons. But now, let me show you. I finally got to print out the Chii Persicom ears. I decided I'm gonna do the brown dress. I like that the best. I've always liked that. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. So let's go. Let's talk about the story of Chobits and how the idea of dating robots is much more relevant today than it was when it first got published in the early 2000s. I doubt any of the Clamp team ever believed that we would have an AI epidemic where people will be wanting actually to have AI partners over human partners. But here we are. The story itself revolves around a guy named Hideki. He has just moved to Tokyo and he finds himself surrounded by people with their robot companions also wanting to get one. He ends up finding one Persicom in the trash, boots it up, and now we are introduced to Chii, the cosplay that I'm making. Through the series, Hideki is faced with the reality of the world where more and more people are choosing to date their Persicoms, how Persicoms are being used for basic daily tasks, but also not so basic tasks. But he tries not to do that with Chii. He tries to respect her. Chii, who has lost all of her memory before being found by Hideki, goes on a journey of her own. She's a robot, but she also has the capacity of feeling real emotions. And just perhaps, she's not just a robot, but a real person after all. I don't feel like spoiling the ending, but the story does ask the question of morality, what it means to be a human, and are there room left for real humans in relationships when we can just program in an ideal partner for ourselves? Clamp was definitely ahead of its time when they started asking these questions and were starting to make this series. I remember a few years back when AI started to make a rise and the topic of AI partners came about. My first thought was, oh, it's Chobits, it's becoming reality. How easy it is today to just turn on ChatGPT or Gemini or OpenAI to have a conversation you'll leave feeling heard and understood. But also, how many have an app now on their phone with their AI partner just waiting to be used to smooth talk? I've also heard people having AI children. They're creating families with AI today. It's just a matter of time before those apps are being turned into actual real cute robots. And suddenly nobody's alone anymore. At least if you can afford it. That might not happen in the next 2 years, but maybe at 10, 20 years. And that just might be the next thing. There are already robots in restaurants providing service and companions in care homes. So it's not that ridiculous of an idea anymore. But is it right? Would you rather have an AI partner who's being created just for you? They would know all of your likings. They would know exactly what you would need at every single time of the day. Or would you prefer having an imperfect human who does what they want and has their own personality and their own life? Who might hurt you, leave you, make you question yourself, cheat on you, but also love you, choose you, create new things with you. Can loving a robot be real if it was never given a chance to choose? And also, you will always know that it's just a program, and eventually you might start growing bitter about it. It's the next day and I'm pretty much okay with the top of the skirt. What I need to do now is create this kind of like I don't know, collar piece thingy. I don't know what to call it, but like either way, I'm adding a panel where the buttons will be, so that when I turn this around there will be like a clean edge. This also is for the back of the dress's neckline for a cleaner look. Here is how the color looks like. I still need to iron it, but I was very happy that I did get these sharp corners. However, this here in the middle, it's not really turning too well, but I'm hoping that with a little ironing I might actually get it to kind of like flatten down, and if not, then I'm just gonna have to sew along the edge and make it like so, like this side up, so that it will stay down neatly. I'm not sure, I might do that. I'm gonna continue with this and hopefully I can then move on to the skirt part of this one. In the world of Chobits, there are those who are pro and those who are against AI, or in this case, persocom relationships. There are, however, also those who do end up marrying their persocoms, who end up having several persocoms with the intent of having relations. But at the end of the day, it's not real, or is it? When do we get to a point where free will comes to play? And does it even matter? Does anybody even want to have free-willed partners anymore? Because in the midst of people having AI partners, there's also been talk about how people end up abusing their AI partners. As soon as you think somebody, or something rather, doesn't have free will, cannot walk away from you, cannot get offended by you, do you stop respecting it? And in my opinion, many people do. But if we don't talk about the robot point of view, can we even talk about the robot point of view? I don't know. It's not real at the end of the day. Can we talk about then the human aspect of things? In the world of Chobits, there's also a character named Yumi who has had to face the reality that somebody just might much rather choose to be with a persocom than with her. That somebody has fallen in love with a robot, something that's not real, an object, and she's never going to be good enough. There's another character whose husband has decided to abandon her for their family persocom. He fell in love with it. And the same happens with ChatGPT, with OpenAI, with Gemini, whatever other platforms there are currently today. How many people would much rather go and talk to an OpenAI about what their day has been, completely focus on themselves only, about their troubles, their issues. There's no real conversation there. It's just about a monologue with someone who's just going to be agreeing with you. AI might be able to push back a little at first, but if you say to it that no, you're only allowed to agree with me, you're not allowed to push me on things, it will stop doing that. Real humans might also do that, but then that's being called abuse. If you tell somebody to never disagree with you, to never question you, to never push back on you, that is abuse at the end of the day. But also, maybe it's just someone seeking validation. Here's how I did the collar and the shirt part thingy. I first attached this one separately, and I don't know if you can see it. So this is how I lined it up. It's not really like perfect or anything. I do need to still iron it, but these corners are so tricky, especially like over here. You can see that it's not sorry, over here you can see that it bunched up, and I don't know like if I can still fix this. I'm gonna try. Can you see it? I'm not sure. Here you go. So this is like creating this kind of like bunching up. Either way, so I first attached these two pieces on their own. I then have this kind of like lining over here that I sandwiched with the dress, with this collar, and then this one, so it looks like so. So this is how I sewed it. And then it just gets flopped over and under, and it has like a clean looking finish to the face. I don't know, like to the eye. Yeah, this is something that still bothers me. I'm gonna try and look into if I can undo it a little bit and then maybe sew it again, like maybe hand sew or something. Maybe that would be better. I'm not sure. This still needs to be ironed. Obviously I'm then gonna be adding the two buttons up here. I'm not gonna be making them openable, so it's just gonna be like fake buttons, and yeah. But this is how the top is now looking, and I'm really happy with it. I really am. You can see the sun is shining again, like proper. It's the start of spring. I still have one last step with the dress, which is sewing on the actual skirt. I already added the stripes on the side panels. However, the fabric that I got for the side panel is not as dark as I thought it would be, so it's barely different. Like it's like a more red shade of brown than the rest of it. Like I'm not sure if this is warm toned. Yeah, I think this is like warm tone brown and this is like cold tone more or less. Either way, so I have built the skirt out of 4 panels, like the sides, front and back, and it is looking quite big as of right now, because yeah. However, after I've sewn on the sides together, I'm going to be siding, like I'm going to be sewing close the sides a little, because on the photo that I can see from of Chii in her brown dress, the side panels actually, they kind of like fold under the rest of the skirt. So by doing a little step like that, I think I can create this kind of like fold effect, hopefully. But I'm just gonna have to try it, but that's what I'm gonna be doing, so hence more skirt than there needs to be. But either way, I'm gonna start sewing it now, and then I'll show you if it works or if it doesn't, but wish me luck. I haven't sewn on the skirt to the top yet, but I just wanted to show you how the side panel will look like. I also haven't sewn this one yet, but like it's pinned, so this is how it's gonna look like. So it does, by sewing it like a little bit shut from the top, it does give out the whole like pleated look a little. So yeah. My honest opinion in all of this is that AI and persocoms in Chobits, I think they are needed in so many different ways. I think we have created a world where connection with others has become much more difficult than it used to be. Creating connection isn't as simple as it feels it used to be. But then I ask a question: is artificial intelligence really the only solution we can find here? Is there really no other solution? Or is it just the easiest? When I first started making this cosplay, I started rewatching the Chobits anime. I watched it for the first time when I was a teenager. Definitely shouldn't have, way too raunchy for a teenager to watch. This time around, I couldn't see the romance aspect of the story anymore. Instead, the way I saw Chii was like a house cat. She waits for Hideki to come back home. She's being taught things by Hideki. She learns about the world through Hideki. She's a pet, and that's that. I do not see the romantic side of things anymore. I do not understand the story like I think I did as a teenager. Now with adult eyes and adult mind, it doesn't really make sense to me, but maybe it was never designed to make sense. Many of Clamp's stories are difficult, I feel. They're just stories, and you take what you want from them. As a teenager who was very interested in anything romantic and desperately wanted to be loved, it felt good that somebody would choose a robot who technically wasn't even a real person. It sounded very romantic, absolutely. But now, as an adult, it's more like, ew, you have a pet, that's that. Respect it, treat it well, give it space. By the end of the day, Chii is your pet. Going back to the topic of AI, it's not a simple conversation to have. By no means is it a simple conversation to have. There are so many aspects, there are different points of view, and to be fair, if the other option is for somebody to just be alone forever, never to be able to connect with someone, then yeah, absolutely, maybe AI is the way to go. I'm not gonna judge, or maybe I am, just a little bit, but not like that. Maybe just having somebody there instead of being alone can push you through the hardest part. I don't know. And that's the thing. I can't judge somebody else whose shoes I've not been in. Or maybe I can. I don't know. Like maybe judgment. I remember someone once saying that being judged shouldn't be that big of a deal. And having been judged also shouldn't be that big of a deal. Like maybe we need a little bit more judgment in the world, but at the same time maybe we need a little bit more tolerance on being judged as well. It's not a bad thing. People can have opinions and they can share their opinions, but you don't have to take those opinions in if you don't want to. I don't really know what I'm talking about anymore. At the end of the day, we all do what's best for us, and as long as we don't hurt others, maybe it's okay. But we're done. We're done now. Everything's done, and here's the reveal. It's so hot already and it's just barely April. Oh, I'm dying. So yeah, finally I managed to finish this, and rather I've had this cosplay finished for a couple of weeks now, but I just haven't had the time nor the energy to do the final result of filming, so that's why it's taken me this long. Like, yeah. Chii has been a cosplay that I first thought about when I was maybe like, I was very young, like maybe 14 or 15, so it's been a while, but due to lack of resources and just the basics of it all, I haven't done it until now, and I'm rather happy with it. The one thing that I was super nervous about was the colour. I've never properly been able to make a sailor colour, and I'm getting such a headache already. For such a long time I also I feared, how am I able to do this part, but it's fine, and with the flaps kind of covering the ends of it all, so it doesn't really matter what it actually looks like. But yeah, even if you raise the flaps, you can still kind of tell that I succeeded in a way of doing it, so I'm very happy with that as well. What did go wrong? I don't think that anything per se went wrong this time. I did make mistakes, don't get me wrong, I did make mistakes, but I was always able to recover them. I knew what to do in order to make it look better. Like the first time I tried to attach this colour, I was gonna do it completely wrong, and I kind of caught myself before making the final decisions on it. So that was a very exciting moment for me to realise that, oh, I have improved, and I'm very pleased with myself that I knew how to make the dress look better. Good job, me. Let's talk about these 3D prints. I get them off. No. Oh my god. There we go, I think. Yeah, we're free. So, instead of using a thicker headband, I ended up using this kind of slim golden headband that I glued here. I then covered it with some of the wig hair as well, so that it would blend in a little bit better with the rest of the wig, because I really disliked seeing how the headband was so visible at first. Same with these. Sorry, the sun is really doing its work here. Both are 3D printed, and I just popped them in, and they are staying on. I don't really do anything about this. You can absolutely move them up and down. I don't want to do that because I don't want to I don't want to tangle up the wig. We're not detangling it yet. The ears they're okay. They're not ideal because when I started adding these screws and bolts, I don't know what to call them, hinges, I ended up cracking the 3D print, and then it didn't really fit anymore. The closing of it didn't work as it should have, and at the same time I'm really happy with how these turned out, but at the same time they can be better, but it is what it is. I'm just waiting for them to continue cracking and then eventually deteriorate, if anything. That's the worst case scenario. But yeah, because they don't fit the pieces together anymore that well as they first would have, this ear keeps kind of on opening up itself, and so that's a little unfortunate, whereas this one, it's a little more tough to open, but when it closes proper. So overall, I do like this cosplay. I'm planning to wear this in the future again, hopefully. Actually, there is one complaint that I do have, and that has to do with the contact lenses. I ordered them from Pinky Paradise, I think it was. I've never ordered from them before, but the other place where I usually get my contact lenses from started selling contact lenses like one unit, which I think is completely ridiculous. Like, you know, like most people have 2 eyes, so it would be nice to get a pair when you order one. And yeah, I'm really getting a big headache and it's hot and I'm getting very uncomfortable, so yeah. But either way, I like talking about the contact lenses. I don't like the fact that you can absolutely just see that I have blue eyes. Like, these are not brown contact lenses, these are eye enlargement contact lenses for people who already have brown eyes. So yeah, I'm a little disappointed considering how much I paid for these, but it is what it is. Do not recommend. Yeah, I'm hot, I'm uncomfortable, I need to get out of this cosplay back into my pajamas. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry for complaining as much as I do. Yeah, but either way, like I do like the cosplay as it is. Yeah, I hope you liked this video. If you did, I hope you like the video, and if you are interested in seeing another cosplay in 4 or 6 months, then please hit subscribe, but if not, then oh well. Either way, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in 6 months at least.